In short, this video is going to be all about why my ice cream shop is closing and hopefully try to answer and give a lot of details about the questions you might have. This all started because one of my friends introduced me to an investor that wanted to partner with a content creator and build a business with them. Luckily for me and for him, the first time we talked, we ended up really hitting it off and enjoying each other and definitely wanted to work together in the future. As we began to talk about different business opportunities we could have, it seemed like the most logical first step was to open an ice cream shop. I was so excited they were interested in this idea because opening an ice cream shop had been a dream of mine for the last few years. Their biggest thing is they wanted to make sure that we didn't just open another ice cream shop, but they wanted it to be something interesting and different. That's when I took my, at that time, 10 years of ice cream experience and put that together with everything I've learned from content creation and created something fun like an ice cream ball. At the beginning, we were never actually supposed to throw our ice cream to customers, but then so many customers came in and asked us to throw it to them. And so then we just started doing it. The reason why we're called Catchin' Ice Cream is because our ice cream balls were made to get thrown to the different employees before we'd mix them up. The ice cream ball also solves some other problems with ice cream, like not having enough toppings. It eliminates scooping because every ball is already made into a ball. It keeps all the toppings nice and crispy and they don't get soggy by floating inside the moisture of the ice cream, and a bunch of other fun things like throwing. But sadly, we are closing after a little over a year being open. It's been a very eventful 18 months for us here at Catchin' Ice Cream. Like I said earlier, the ice cream shop was only supposed to be step one. We had a bunch of other plans for other businesses to branch off from the ice cream shop. Some of these you never even heard me talk about because they were all behind the scenes, and other ones I've made some videos about in the past. But first, we'll start off with Catchin' Ice Cream because that's the one you know the most about. We unfortunately had a lot of pushbacks with build out, and so we didn't get to open until late last summer. This made things a little difficult because all the summer travelers were starting to end their trips to New York City. But we still welcomed a huge international crowd through YouTube. A big problem we did have though is the locals in New York City did not know about us, and the ice cream industry in New York City is very competitive. Everyone has a favorite place and there are a lot of really good ones. So we knew that if we made a delicious product, it was not enough to set us apart from everyone else, so we really wanted to focus on the experience. And this is when we decided to open up our back of the house. This is what we called the behind the counter experience. This is where you, the customer, could come behind the counter with me or one of the employees and learn how to make ice cream with us, just like I show you in my videos. This was a huge success for us and brought in a ton of other customers and also gave people reasons to spend more time and money in our store. But we still needed to help more people find out about our store, and I'm so thankful through the help of YouTube. Throughout this entire process, they truly helped us be more successful. Whether it was my partner manager, Andrew Leonard at YouTube, that went out and bought fans and air conditioning units on our first day to make sure that when we had press come in, that they weren't sweating like crazy and our ice cream wasn't melting because our air conditioners weren't working yet. Or it was Megan Danks at YouTube that made sure that I got to talk to every single publicist and every single reporter that I possibly could to talk about YouTube and the ice cream shop and how they've changed my life. This was truly a group project and they helped and supported me so much, and I always want to say thank you to them, so thank you YouTube. But as we went into our first winter, we knew that we were having a tough time already. Even though we had an amazing start and all of this support and all this attention, it was still winter in New York City, and we're trying to sell ice cream. It's going to be a difficult battle. So we tried out different things like hot chocolate, but it never really stuck. So our goal wasn't to focus so much on the winter, but to make sure that when summer started, we were so ready. So we made a ton of plans. We hired an events manager and worked super hard to make sure that we were involved in everything from birthday parties to corporate events to pretty much anything you can think of where you get people together and they could eat some ice cream. We were there and we were trying to do it. This actually became a huge way for us to make money, and it truly changed the way the ice cream shop was ran. We ended up catering different events for Google, YouTube, Instagram, Meta, TikTok, Paramount, New York University, and a bunch of other colleges here. And things just really took off in a good way. But concerning things were still happening. The ice cream shop was busy, but we weren't as busy as we hoped and wanted to be. And then our neighbors actually closed, which made even less foot traffic come by our shop. Numbers were coming out that tourism never rebounded after 2020, and tourism in New York City was down 50%. We knew that the store was always going to be expensive, but we thought that our other businesses that I'm going to tell you about now, we thought they would have supplemented our downtime during the winter, but instead we had to do it ourselves. It became that the money that I was getting from you watching my videos had to go to pay bills for the store. This was something that we never planned to happen and really never expected to happen, but we still had hope that we could make it, so we were going to keep trying. Thankfully, Thankfully, we were splitting these bills, so it wasn't just on my shoulders. Have you heard of Beast Burger? If you haven't, it's founded by the largest creator on YouTube named Mr. Beast, and they serve burgers. But instead of them opening their own locations all across the country, they partnered with existing restaurants that already served burgers and helped give them all the utensils to make a Beast Burger. And then they're only available online. So if you went on their website or on their app and you ordered a Beast Burger, it would come delivered to you and you would never know what restaurant it came from, but it would be a Beast Burger. This was not only beneficial for Mr. Beast because he wouldn't have to open up restaurants all across the country to be able to serve you all across the country, but this also supported local businesses and gave them more business that they wouldn't have had before because they don't have a huge audience like 100 million people on YouTube like Mr. Beast. Well, I'm not Mr. Beast, but I do love supporting small businesses, and I have 17 million people across all platforms. Compared to Mr. Beast is not a lot, but that really is a huge amount. So thankfully, my lead investor had a great relationship with somebody that also runs their own ghost kitchen company, and we met with them and worked with them for many months trying to figure out what is a good ice cream concept that we could do together. And that's when we came up with Cake Cup Creamery. We began working with a bunch of different local ice cream shops and local restaurants to produce ice cream cakes in a cup. Some of my most viral videos are me making ice cream cakes. We figured this would be a great idea. Plus, ice cream cakes are super delicious and nobody was making them like this. Instead of selling the ice cream cake by the slice but inside of a cup, it makes it way easier to eat and also way easier to store them. And if we partner with an ice cream place or a bakery that already used cake, they could also use their cake scraps so it would reduce food waste. Starting this off was a little bit tough. Most people were afraid to do a product that had ice cream in it, but once people got used to the idea, we began to do pretty well. Unfortunately, shortly after, the company we were working with on this was acquired by another company, which means that they were purchased by them and they decided to no longer carry our product. At the time, they had a lot of different brands and they wanted to slim it down and keep only the top few. But it turns out that we're not alone, that even Mr. Beast with Beast Burger has had all kinds of issues that they are still not even resolved today and has resulted in a $100 million lawsuit. Thankfully, we do not have to worry about that though. This next one might still come in the future, so keep your eyes and ears open. This is a spoiler. I've told you a little bit about it before, but we're working on something that you would be able to do at home that'd be a ton of fun with this specific company that's very good at doing this. The only problem is this company has went through a huge move and they're working on so many big things that they can't focus on trying something fun and new with us right now. So sadly, while we wait for that money, we cannot pay the bills with it at the ice cream store. So the ice cream store has to go. The next business opportunity would have been franchising, which we had a lot of interest with and a lot of really good leads, but over time, most things just kind of fell apart. And that all leads us to now. The ice cream shop has closed. And what does that mean? Well, first, I just want to thank everyone who made Ketchup Ice Cream what it was. That would be, of course, you, but also Arman Ayan, Chris Camello, Regina Kempel, Danny, Anthony, Hans, Kelly, Chris, Daniel, Kevin. There's so many more people, but they don't watch my videos anyway, so I'll just save you the time. But I don't want you to watch this video and think, oh no, dreams don't come true, because that's what this video is all about. My dreams did come true. But we tried so many big things and they just didn't play out exactly the way I thought. But it also made me realize that my biggest dream of all is being a content creator. And opening an ice cream shop, which was one of my dreams, took me away from doing that. And now that I'm back to being a full-time content creator, I am so excited to do videos again. No matter what age you are, there's one thing that you'll constantly be reminded of in life is that things don't go the way that you think they will go. But you will always be the same person, but constantly growing and learning through those situations. So for me right now, as I'm going through a hard time, like the ice cream shop closing, I look back at the last hard time, which was me maybe quitting my job and being a full-time content creator, and just remembering how that went and knowing that I got through that. I worked hard and I made a good relationship with you and it brought me closer to my family and I had so much fun doing it. So that when I look at this, I just remember that I can do that all over again, that I'm going to be fine. I know who I am and I know what I can do. So there's no reason to be worried. There's no reason to be afraid. Like, we got this. So as you look forward to the future, I just want you to remember today and I want you to remember yesterday and then use that to work to get to tomorrow. One day we're going to look back at this video and we're going to laugh about how we thought this was the end, but really it was truly just the beginning. And if you made it to the end, the emoji of the day is a hug, because right now I could use a huge hug and I'm sure you can too. So please drop a hug emoji down below.